Hello, I am Mario 8th and welcome to Super Mario Bros. In Review, the show where I will be reviewing all 18 Super Mario Bros. Platformers and ranking them to find the ultimate Super Mario Bros. Game. You can find all the previous and future videos in the playlist linked in the description, but first, this week we will be visiting New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS. So this one is a weird one. The game was released in 2006 across all regions, but in the US it launched 10 days before Japan in May of that year. The first in a surprisingly high number of Mario games that continued this trend. But that's not the only reason why this is a strange one. Oh no. Initially, the game launched to fairly high praise. Many folks, including myself, loved being able to play a new 2D Mario game with great levels, although a lot of people complain of the general easiness, as well as how derivative it was of the other 2D games. That being said, it's still the best-selling Nintendo DS game, and the second best-selling Super Mario platformer. Handhelds, am I right? Continuing in the handheld Mario game lineage, the Mario folks such as Miyamoto or Kondo were off working on the next home console game. The producer was Hiroyuki Kimura, the director of all the Mario Advanced remakes. The game was directed by Shigeyaki Asuke, who at this point had worked on Sunshine and the latter two Advanced games. Koji Kondo wrote the main overworld theme, while the rest of the score was written by Asuka Ota and Hajime Wakai. Now the score is one of the weirdest parts, because yes, it's very good, especially for a DS game. But New Super Mario Bros. Was the first game to introduce the, pas, where in certain parts of the song, pa will play and all the enemies on screen will react to it. It's a really weird decision, but for the time, ignoring future spoilers, it's kind of fun and quirky. On top of the pa thing, the dev team really had free reign over the changes to the 2D Mario formula. For the first time, the game uses a blend of 2D sprites and 3D models, becoming an early example of a 2.5D game. Most, if not all, of the characters are 3D, while they all run on 2D landscapes and collect 2D items. But this being a DS game, the models are all so pixelated that the two styles blend together super well. They also had a lot of fun with physics. Borrowing from Mario Sunshine, and I'm still right about that, Mario can now triple jump and wall jump, and certain obstacles like wires bend under his weight. In general, I think the game was a little too floaty compared to its pixel predecessors, but I got used to it very quickly and had a good time regardless. As I alluded to earlier, I got the game probably pretty close to its release. I know I had a DS back then, I'm just not sure how up to date I was on new releases. And I remember really loving it. I played the hell out of this game, getting every star coin, completing every level. I couldn't guess at how many hours I spent in the multiplayer mode just cruising the looping level in a blue shell. Probably not actually that much, but I have fond memories of it. Also, I think New Super Mario Bros. Might have been the first game I ever used an online guide to complete. That can't be correct, but I'm saying it anyway. But it had been so long since I played it, I didn't know how much I'd remember. So much from the game came flooding back as soon as I started it up. But not everything. Very early on, I realized I was making the same mistakes now as I did way back when I first played it. I missed the same star coins, and I looked in the same wrong places for it. It was almost surreal having such a similar experience to past me. The game's story isn't much. Mario and Peach are out on a date, I guess, walking in the fields outside of Peach's castle. Then a lightning bolt strikes the castle. Mario goes to investigate, only for Bowser Jr. to show up and take Peach away. See, at the very end of Sunshine, Jr. tells Bowser that, quote, "Someday, when I'm bigger, I want to fight that Mario again." Turns out after 4 years, he's big enough, and now Junior's running across 8 different lands fighting Mario at every mid-castle. At one point, Bowser straight up dies, Junior reanimates his skeleton, then brings him back to life, only for Mario to beat them both and rescue the princess. It's nothing fancy, but it leads to my next point. So much of this game is just the 3D games in 2D. Aside from all the enemies being actual 3D models, so many of the bosses are shared too. Bowser Jr. of course, but Petey Piranha is back too. As far as enemies, the eels and moneybags from Mario 64 are here, even Dory shows up. A lot of the game really feels like the devs smushed in 3D Mario mechanics into Yoshi's Island, then put a Mario Bros. 3 type paint over the whole thing. About halfway through playing, I realized I probably shouldn't have skipped Yoshi's Island for this in review, because New Super Mario Bros. Is borrowing so much from it. The Starman theme, while technically a rearrangement from 64, is the same Starman theme from Yoshi's Island. The red coins use the same sound effect. In New Super Mario Bros., the goal is to find star coins instead of flowers, but it still has Mario hopping around every corner looking for secrets. The game is even closer in physics to Yoshi's Island than it is to Mario World. And none of this is bad, it just adds more points to the Yoshi's Island is a Mario game camp, and I'm not willing to admit it. The gameplay is traditional Mario fare. Mario can get the Super Mushroom or Fire Flower, and they work as they did in World. New items include the underutilized Mega Mushroom that makes Mario really big and smash through everything for a short time, the Mini Mushroom, which is mainly used for secrets, or the shell that is only a bonus item and is exclusively used for secrets and isn't all that much fun to use given there are no levels designed around it. This works in the game's favor though. Suddenly, the Fire Flower has become the best item once more. And aside from the new jumping abilities, the main gameplay is hopping around on enemies and reaching the flagpole at the end of the level. Getting to the top also rewards a 1-up now. A secondary goal of collecting 3 hidden star coins has been added, improving on replayability. Every level is displayed on a 3D map akin to Mario World, but each world is segmented into smaller maps like in Mario 3. Within the middle fortress level in each world, Mario fights Bowser Jr., while at the end castle, Mario faces a larger, more interesting boss. As far as bosses go, they all land into the hop on them 3 times category, but with fun twists for the 2D Mario formula. Bowser Jr. as the exception, he's easy and bland. But the other bosses are cool. There's a big Goomba, a big Pokey, and Petey's back. There are also a couple that require Mario to beat them with the Mini Mushroom to unlock Worlds 4 and 7. It adds a really fun challenge. The Bowser fights don't do anything special though, the goal is to either hit Bowser enough times with a Fire Flower, or run underneath him to get to the button. Each level is well designed, every new mechanic is utilized just the right amount. There's even quite a few hidden exits a la Mario World that let Mario get to new levels, skip worlds, or just get to the end castle quicker. The problem with a lot of this is oftentimes the hidden stuff kinda sucks. Some of the star coins are hidden way out of the way, and too many secrets require coming back to a level with a specific item. The first couple times they did this it felt kinda fun, but towards the end every exit or third star coin required having a shell or mini mushroom, meaning Mario would have to go to an entire other world to get the right item. Speaking of infuriating decisions, in Super Mario World the game telegraphs every secret exit by making the level appear red on the map. In New Super Mario Bros. I just kinda have to guess. Sometimes I could tell by how the world map is laid out, but there are a few that I would have never guessed were there. In these situations, I either had to be lucky, remember my playthrough from a decade ago, or just look it up. It's such a disappointment that a game from 15 years earlier had a better mechanic for telegraphing secret exits. My last big disappointment is not that big, but I did feel it a lot. The game's easy. Really easy. Some of the secrets were tricky, but I never felt challenged by any of the platforming. Later games alleviate this in ways we'll get to, and while I enjoyed playing every level, I missed the challenges I got from, say, Mario World Star Road and Special Area. Overall, I had a really fun time with New Super Mario Bros. This great blast from a past also reaffirmed that yes, this game was really good. My memory did not fail me there. They're not really a part of the game, but New Super Mario Bros. Comes with a collection of touch-based minigames. I only sampled a few I remembered liking as a kid, and while they're kinda just a collection of phone app games, they're good for what they are. Oh yeah, the actual game. It's really fun, but a bit too easy, and some of the secrets sucked. We're already back on the 2D list. I hemmed and hawed a bit on this one. I was sure I liked it better than the previous handheld games, but where would it fall within the classics? Overall, I landed on 8 Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels, 7 Super Mario Land, 6 Super Mario Land 2, 5 Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, 4 New Super Mario Bros., 3 Super Mario Bros., 2 Super Mario Bros. 3, and 1 Super Mario World. In the end, New Super Mario Bros. Did feel a bit more derivative, and it's hard to say it's better than the original. Anyway, that wraps up the Nintendo DS, and now we're headed to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism, space, with Super Mario Galaxy. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe leave a rating or a sub to be notified of more. While you're down there, you can check the description for all of my socials where I'm at Mario8th everywhere. I'm on Twitter, Tumblr, and you can see what games I'm playing on ggApp.io. Also in the description is the playlist that every Mario in Review video will eventually be in. And if you'd like, let me know what your personal Mario ranking is in the comment section. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.